Hey guys, Ron Onesti here at Displays Theater, Arcada Theater. I am here with two gentlemen who are going to bring to us on April 27th and 28th, 27th Displays, 28th the Arcada. Huge fan, Simon and Garfunkel. These guys nail it, nail it, nail it, especially these days when those guys aren't around. Guys, are they actually out at all? I haven't seen Art in a long time, and Paul hasn't been out.
No, Artie's kind of retired from singing. I believe they're both, I think around 82. But Paul has a new album out. Paul has a new record out, Seven Psalms, which I believe came out last year.
Late last year, I think.
Yeah, late last year. I don't know if he's going to be doing any dates touring wise. They're kind of getting up there a little long in the tooth, but I think the days of ever seeing the two of them sing together are long gone.
The only way that's going to happen
Say,
come to see us.
See us.
yeah, that's the whole idea here. And I'll tell you what, it's one thing, and I say this a lot to individuals or bands that are emulating other performers, and it's such a talent because those guys. If Paul was I don't know, off a note, a little off a key, forgot a word, it's like, oh, that's still Paul. You guys don't get that. You got to be on, or they're pointing at you like, oh man, you forgot that note or forgot that word, or whatever. So I have so much respect for people who do what you guys do, and especially, this isn't about how well you vocalize, Kyle, or how well you vocalize, Steve. It's the harmonies that is such an amazing part of this. Really, I give you a lot of props. I've seen your videos again, guys out there. You have nailed it. Tell me how you guys actually figured out that you had the harmonies, because this isn't something anybody can do.
Well, Kyle and I have been getting together now for a year and a half, pretty close.
Almost a year and a half.
Almost a year and a half. Gary from Castle, Gary and Ron, who put this whole project together, got Kyle and myself together. They knew us from different bands, different tribute bands here in Southern California. I've been working a lot with the James Taylor tribute band. Kyle's been with so many, Boston and Foreigner, Bryan Adams. So they'd heard us and thought, you know what, these two guys, maybe if they got together, might sound pretty good. I think it started, however, with the fact that, I don't know if we stand up, can we see this? I think the height thing worked really well. Okay, so
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Kyle's here, so that probably got him started. So, but then we started getting together and working together, and the harmonies just started to flow.
Truth of the matter is, really kind of lucky. Originally, I think Castle had someone else cast or in mind for the Garfunkel person, and I was actually on the phone with Gary. I was supposed to work with his group, The Long Run, to fill in as a sub, and I had to cancel because I had that thing that went around for a little while, that COVID stuff.
One thing.
I'm in, recovering from COVID, kind of secluded from the rest, my wife and the rest of the house. The only nurses I had were my two dogs who were asleep on me when Gary and I were talking on the phone, and he mentioned The Graduates, and I sat up directly in my bed and was like, please tell me you don't have a Garfunkel and that I can audition, because the truth of the matter is I've been listening to Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel, and obviously later Paul Simon, since the early 70s. I won't tell you how young I was, but since I was a very young child, and have always been a fan of the music and the harmonies. And so I went to Stephen's house. I had never met the man. I looked him up on Facebook and saw his James Taylor tribute. We'd never met. We walked in and we're like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And I think maybe the first song we sang was Sound of Silence. And I knew right away, I said, oh, it's going to work.
Oh yeah. Well, it's got to be, you can tell there's a chemistry. It's a magic. It doesn't look like something, from what I've seen, something that evolved. It's something that was just it was a 1 + 1 = 3 situation right off the bat, right? So we're really excited about it. I know I definitely am. The people around here definitely are because there's not a whole lot of this. I mean, there's a few other Simon and Garfunkel tributes out there, but I can tell you, I haven't heard anyone specifically that sound as good as your harmonies. What can people expect from this particular show that you're bringing out? Is there multimedia? It's obviously an all hit situation? Any stories?
Yeah, all of that. It's a great multimedia production show. We have great video, a lot of nostalgia. I think that's the big that's like the main draw, the catalog, the nostalgia. We kind of try and put you in a place. That place may be very personal to each audience member, to whatever their personal experience is with the music or with the group. One thing I will say is that we're not truly authentic to Paul and Artie because we actually really do like each other and we get along.
That's funny. Yeah.
There's an
That
element
is
of
true.
fun. There's a little bit of banter that's funny. The band is phenomenal. Again, what we do is I think if you were to take Artie and Paul from the reunion show in Central Park from 1981 and say they got back to where their roots were and got back together and really liked each other and went on from there. That's kind of what we're kind of trying to show. If those guys in that era continued on, this is what you might have seen, and that's what we're trying to convey.
And I think that's another unique area of our show is that we also do cover Paul Simon's greatest hits post
Simon and Garfunkel.
Cool.
and
Yeah.
but make them Simon
Simon
and
Garfunkel songs. Yeah.
which people seem to like.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that is the full package, you guys. I mean, I just can't tell you how thrilled we are that you're going to bring this whole package of Paul Simon hits, Simon and Garfunkel hits, the onstage chemistry that was and was not there. You're going to make it happen. Multimedia. I mean, this is going to be a big deal. 2 nights here in the Chicago area. That's April 27th at our Des Plaines Theater, and the next day, April 28th at the Arcada Theater. You got Kyle and Steven here, the graduates. Get your tickets now, oshows.com, if you want to experience the magic, the sounds of silence, but the sounds of great harmonies. April 27th, April 28th. We'll see you guys, oshows.com.